us only that why certain people are successful and everything. So basically it depends on how they behave and how they analyze the behavior of other people, how they find their vibe, how they find their community, and how they interact with different kind of communities. Ultimately, since the evolution, we have been behaving in certain way, and still we are in the process of evolution. So we behave in many different ways in many different situations. So ultimately, the principle of the survival of the fittest by Charles Darwin holds true still. And who will be fittest in a particular scenario, who will be fittest in a scenario situation, only those people will grow. That definitely means that if you understand the situation well, and you have the ability to adapt to the situation, and you can adapt in the given time also, then you can perform, or you can outperform others. You can perform better than, you can perform as required, or you can outperform others easily. And for that to be true, you have to know the situation in advance. If certain situation comes, and if you don't have the pre-knowledge why it is this, why or how this situation is coming, or what is the objective, or how, where it is coming from, and everything, then you will have difficulty understanding or explaining the situation to yourself. Hence, that's the reason that we watch films a lot, and because there are different scenarios that are shown to us, and how certain person that perform or can adapt to the situation well becomes a hero. So that is a fundamental of life also. Like, if you can perform well, then you can grow a lot. But you have to understand the scenarios also. One person who can be good in one particular, like if you take the example of lawn tennis, so certain people are like Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal and Djokovic. So these are very good players, but they perform very differently in clay court, grass court, and different kind of courts. So ultimately, it depends on what kind of environment suits well. That also depends on the kind of. So we are made of these 5 elements of fire, air, earth, sky, and water. Air and water. So someone who can, so the situations adapt you well, or the situation adapt you well, or in those situations you adapt well, which matches your combination. And that is how we make friends, or how that's how we perceive other people also. If you have more element of water, then and someone is coming from fire element, you will have difficulty in understanding those person. But if someone is coming from the similar background, if they also have fire, more of fire element, and you also have more of fire element, then it will be easy for you to negotiate with them or to deal with them. And more or less, ultimately, every situation in life is more of a negotiation kind of situation, where you are explaining yourself something to the other, or where you are selling your thoughts to the other person. So first of all, you have to be likable. If you are not likable, then your thoughts, your values, your products, or whatever you are selling will also not be sold. So first of all, you have to be able to bend yourself as per the situation, or analyze the situation beforehand, and prepare yourself for every small situation and every small detail. The more you are keen to looking forward by the behavior and how you present yourself, it matters a lot. So if you can present yourself very well, then you can almost win half of the battle very easily. Your half of the battle is already won. If you can kind of comprehend the situation and try to understand the other person. So communication and situation is reactive situation is 90% understanding the situation, and 10% reacting or responding to the situation. So always a late reaction is always appreciated, because that has taken time, and since you have taken time to understand the situation and not reacted out of impulse. So because whenever you react out of impulse, It is mostly emotional reaction, not logical reaction. And when you take time, you try to understand situation, where, what is the background that someone is coming from, what are their skills and expertise. Were you able to communicate, like put your thoughts forward in a proper manner? So usually you have to present your thoughts in at least 2 or 3 ways to make yourself understand to everyone. Because when you start explaining yourself in 2 or 3 manners, people collate and try to connect the dots and try to understand what you mean to say. If you explain yourself in only one particular situation, then people may not get complete story. Also, you never have to, or you never need to explain the complete scenario. You just have to kind of put the scenario, and the person need to understand the situation. If you have to explain the complete scenario, then it is not worth it. Thank you guys.